Hey guys, Angry Joe here to tell you about something we use every day, and that is sleep comfort Helix. Check out my Glacio-Tex pillow.
Every side of the pillow is the cool side of the pillow.
Oh, I love it. It is the best.
Cool.
When you're gaming as much as I do, and when you're staying up late and doing long editing sessions, you need to respawn very rested, and that's what I get with Helix Sleep, guys.
Never cheap out on stuff that goes up below you, right? So get yourself a good mattress. And look, if you're not ready to get a brand new mattress, they've got mattress toppers that can really get some life into your sleep.
Yeah, I have the topper, and it's so good because I am a hot sleeper, but it keeps me cool all night.
There is a quiz that we've all taken, the Helix quiz, which will tell you exactly which mattress comfort is best for you guys.
Best mattress.
Check it out at helixsleep.com/AngryJoe Show. And right now it is a Cyber Monday extended exclusive partner sale. 27% off site-wide. So if you want to find something super comfortable to help you sleep and get you recharged, do it right now. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Check it out. Hey guys, we just got back from 5 Nights at Freddy's 2, the inevitable sequel to Blumhouse's first one, because the first one made money. And this obviously is a movie based on a video game franchise, one of the most popular video games, horror games, jump scare horror games that got a lot of YouTubers to do videos on, and became a franchise with its own lore, its own stories, multiple games. Scott, the creator, has actually, it's funny, in this sequel, Scott co-wrote the first film. Now he's taken over. He's writing the second film completely. And they said Matthew Lillard has stated that the production crew had carefully listened to fan feedback from the first film and incorporated it into the sequel. And then Scott takes over. So you've got the original creator writing the thing. So everything's set up to be better, right?
What do you mean fan feedback, Joe?
Fan feedback. You're not a fan, so they don't pay attention.
But the fans told me that the first one was a masterpiece and was perfect. So what feedback could they
I
possibly have had?
I love all of the comments you 5 Nights at Freddy's fans left us on our first review. Because people were upset with us because we said that was, a good film or a better film than we gave it credit for, because we didn't think it was very good. And it's funny because come full circle here, I go into a Reddit thread for this film, and I find so many people shitting on not only this film, but how bad the first one was. So it only took you, it takes you, roughly 10 years to come around, or 2 years.
2 years.
2 years was the first film. 10 years was when the first game came around. But people were saying, oh, no, the first film was faithful, very faithful to the game. I'm like, what are you talking about? Is this one faithful to the video games? No. Basically what it does is it takes characters and names from the games, looks, the designs are actually of the games, but then rejiggers it and moves it around and repurposes some characters, changes other characters, and gives things different, and does things differently outside of the actual 5 Nights at Freddy's lore, which after the first film I did my research on, because everybody's yelling at me that I should have done research. I was like, nah, man, I'm going to review a film based on its own merits, based on whether it's scary, creates tension, has horror elements. And the first film didn't really do those things. So I was hoping the second film would up the ante. People have grown older along with the games. Did this get harder edge? Did they put more scares? Did they? We wanted a little bit of gore. We wanted a little bit of darkness. No, of course not. They need to be for children. And anybody that's saying, well, Joe, why would you make it for this film for, R-rated when children grew up with 5 Nights at Freddy's? Well, I said, I don't know about you, but a lot of children have seen, Freddy Krueger and Jason, these R-rated movies that they shouldn't have seen, right? And so it would have been nice if they would have been scary as fuck. But I don't know. Maybe this is enough scares for 10-year-olds and 7-year-olds all the way up to 13-year-olds, I suppose. you'll have to tell us, but because this was awful. Awful. I wanted to come out in the review and say this was fucking stupid. The plot was stupid. It's a odd mix of horror and comedy. Only the comedy.
There was comedy?
Yeah.
Where?
Not a single time did I laugh
Nobody
at any of
laughed.
these jokes. Even the Five Nights at Freddy's fans behind us were talking the whole time. I said, "Stop talking!" And they quieted down. I was pissed.
Because the movie made you mad.
But they
and
brought costumes. They
did.
brought all this stuff, but they stopped talking. But they didn't laugh at any of the jokes where
No clapping.
one of the animatronics would make a joke at the end of a kill, and the theater was dead silent. This is before I yelled at him, and it seemed to lack any energy in the theater, just like the film. The film lacked energy. It lacked scares. It lacked coherence. The plot is all over the place. Half of the time, the film just devolves into, okay, and now I'm going to explain the plot to you now, and then this thing happens. Oh, my God, and now this thing is happening, and it is the dumbest shit. It really is. I think what they tried to do with the sequel is take these animatronics and say, hey, look, well, the trailer misleads you. The trailer's like, oh, you didn't know. It's not over. You see, there's original location. You was at a shitty location. You was at a spinoff. This is the original.
As haunted as the other one.
The original is the real scary location, and then they show you those ghost hunters doing their thing and getting killed in the trailer. But then you go and you see the film, and half of the movie, maybe more than half of the movie, is not in the fucking location. Not in the original, not in the side location.
And that is why I was super disappointed.
They're like, what the hell's going on? The animatronics, they don't work outside of the actual Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria location. It just doesn't work. It looks goofy. It looks stupid. And half of the time we're doing the dream sequence. Vanessa returns, the cop from the first film, and she's having dream sequences with her daddy issues. And, you know, shooting and scary doors are opening and closing. Oh, my God. And Matthew Lillard, he's not scary to me. All I see is, you know, his previous roles from films. He's not scary.
Scooby-Doo?
So when he's running down the hallway, Scooby-Doo, you got Shaggy chasing you. I'm like, this is dumb as hell. Now, eventually, it does get to the original location. They realize, oh, shit, we are doing Five Nights at Freddy's. So why don't we give you a consolatory reward? Hey, we're even going to put you in the fucking room. You know, the room with the cameras and the computer, and you get to play the game. And at one point, the main character,
Mike.
the fucking, what is it? Mike is actually kind of doing the game, only it is the dumbest shit. He could have just literally at one point the monsters are coming at him, and then later on we're like, how does he get out of this, right? Because in the video games, if the monsters jump scare you, you're dead. There's nothing you can do. You don't fight back. You're dead. So when the monsters jump scare him, they have to leave behind. It's in the trailer, this mask, and they use this thing over and over. I guess maybe it's a video game item. I don't fucking know. I don't care. But how he gets out of this is apparently he just makes 2 or 3 clicks on the computer and goes to the next menu. And in the next menu is a shut off button. And he shuts them off. So what? Why didn't he go there first? Guys,
To build tension.
I am just...
Look,
This is so stupid.
there are a couple good things here.
Yes,
Now
there
we
is.
know. So at the first movie, we didn't know whose fault it was because it was co-written by somebody and someone else. And this one was solely written by someone who demanded sole control or he was going to leave. He told Blumhouse, if I don't get to have sole control, I leave.
For real?
Yeah. I was. And so now
Scott,
we know.
you lucked into your video game success, man.
And so
It's not working on the
this
screen.
shit sucked. I mean, look, it doesn't have scares or dialogue or coherent story, but it tries to make up for it by also being not very charming or good.
There's no heart to it.
There's no heart.
They
And at one point,
tried.
the little kid, this sister character, she's
Abby.
crying, and the audience and the music is swelling, and she's crying for the animatronics. And I think the audience is supposed to feel sorry. And no.
Well,
is not.
the acting level was also real rough from everybody.
Now, right,
but
everybody. But particularly her. Now, I don't think it's her fault. It's her. She's special needs. I think that the character is supposed to be maybe on the spectrum or special needs.
I don't know, but it's
don't
bad.
Know. It's and so it just doesn't. It doesn't evoke any emotions. Whatsoever.
It just doesn't work as a horror movie, and I get it. There's a lot of cameos, there's a lot of Easter eggs, and people will be excited when they see those things. And those are the people who are mad right now that are watching this, going, "Hey, I really enjoyed these things." You're being reminded of something that made you happy when you were younger. You're being reminded of a better video game. When we're watching this movie on its own, the characters aren't good. The story's not good. The dialogue is laughable. There are no scares. There is no climax to this movie because this movie, its only purpose of this movie is to set up the third movie. Yep. There is no climax to this movie. It just kind of
ends.
It kind of peters on, and then they tease, and it's not even a tease. It's like, we're making another one, and then it just
I was shocked.
It's crazy how bad this is.
It just ends,
and I love video games. Like, they're a huge part of my life, and I love video game IP, and I want better for all of you who love Five Nights at Freddy's. I want better movies for you, and if they were taking any sort of feedback after the first one, I think that's total horseshit.
Yeah,
but after this second one, you have to hire a writer that knows how to write a fucking movie, because this guy does not know how to write. He can put Easter eggs in. He knows exactly where to sprinkle them. He's like, oh, remember that one? That one's from the second game, and that one's from the... This UI is going to make people really happy. It's like, what about the fucking movie?
What about the characters?
There has to be a movie.
About the dialogue?
It can't just be an empty vessel for like random cameos and Easter eggs. There has to be a fucking movie there. Otherwise, it fails as a fucking movie. And this failed as a movie.
The characters literally talk past each other. It is the most frustrating, tropey shit I have ever seen. He must have took classes from, I don't know, watching really bad horror films and then just injected them into the movie. At one point, his daughter is in danger. Vanessa, the cop, who has been established as a good character and cares about the daughter character, notices that the daughter character is in danger, but instead of warning Mike and talking to him and going to save the daughter character, they get into an argument, and Mike says, I gotta fix everything, I gotta fix you. And she goes, what'd you say to me, bitch?
Excuse me?
And then she fucking leaves. And the daughter character is still in danger. She could have literally just said, and she actually does try. She says, your daughter tried to go to the Five Nights at Freddy's location. He's like, I know what just that level of writing where it's like, I don't want to hear it, or what, you don't want to hear it, but that character has only wanted to hear about the safety of his daughter for no apparent reason, and not triggered, not, it's not like she said, your dick is small and I hate your guts, and he goes, I don't want to hear it anymore. No, they're having a conversation, and then all of a sudden, these characters just, because it's written that way to force the next thing to happen, and it is so, I'm so tired of this weak writing. You just consider it as in filmmaking class, you have students, and you can put these students into 5 levels, and you got your good writers, you got your aliens and your Lord of the Rings, and that's level 5. And then you have level 1, which I don't know what movie to compare level 1 to.
Any Bowl movie.
Uwe Boll, yes, Uwe Boll, and his Dead or Alive and Far Cry and whatever video game adaptation he does. This level of writing is at that level. If maybe level 2 sometimes, because maybe he's getting help from people at Blumhouse, but you can tell that it just falls flat. And I'm reading here, we're going to put in more scares, more action. And I read that and I said, but there aren't. This is literally, the audience knows this video game is built on jump scares.
Yeah.
This is the one movie that you are allowed to jump scare the fuck out of the audience nonstop. And it never even really does that. When they reveal the animatronics, it's just full frame, not even shot in an interesting way, and it loses all scare.
Yeah, I think they fucked up with that as well because I wanted more of the animatronics jump scares, but what they did is just like with loud noises or somebody just
Loud noises.
someone turns around and a person's just there, just standing there. I was like, that's not the jump scare we kind of wanted. We want the animatronics that we're here for that, not the loud noises, bullshit happening.
A window getting punched out is like the loudest I have ever heard. I've watched movies where there's alien invasions and there's nuclear bombs going off, but somehow in this movie, a window being broken out is the loudest fucking thing. It's like, whatever. It's bad. And, okay, hold on. Let me see here. The first film, budget $20 million. It made $300 million. So it was an obligatory sequel that was going to happen no matter what. And here's what we get. And I can't wait for the motherfuckers to put in my comment section how wrong we are about the film, how faithful it is, how scary it is, but to be fair, it was made for 13-year-olds or whatever-year-olds. You have no excuses. These games came out a long time ago. Those people are now adults. In fact, they probably now have children. So it is okay to make a darker, scarier film, push the envelope here and there. Yeah. It doesn't do any of that.
Or like you mentioned, or at least be as scary as the video game, because this is not even as close to as scary as the video game. No. If it had been an hour and a half of jump scares, I would have been more satisfied because it was boring.
Yeah.
That's what we should have said. In the first 5 seconds of the review, I should have said, this is the most boring horror film I've seen in a long time. It is boring. Now, it's hard to say that because, they have the budget here. They increased the budget to $37 million from $20 million, so almost double. Right. The animatronics look good.
Yeah,
that's the
great.
only fucking thing. What I'm saying is boring horror films that I watch with Joe, when you bring, nothing happens.
Rabbit Grannies.
And then
Rabbit Grannies.
And then you have the monster in a trash bag in the forest at the end. These are Z-grade shit, right? Here, at least,
the budget's not
the budget's there, and they're showing it. But
Ape versus Lizard, that one was good. That was high budget, right?
But it's all done in the worst way. Did you know Megan Fox is in this film?
Yes.
I had no idea Megan Fox was in this film. She's the voice of Toy Chica.
Chica,
yeah. Yeah.
What'd you think of the movie? Do you like it?
Matt Pat is in it. He's the voice of Toy Bonnie.
Oh, great.
Yeah. He had a cameo appearance as the waiter. I kept thinking that maybe Markiplier would be in it, but I didn't see it. Is there any other YouTubers? There are like cameos of people that I feel like I should the film feels like you should know who they are, but they're not. Like this one guy that goes, "You need a lawyer." Do you know who that is?
No. I only knew the Scream guys, Matthew Lillard.
The Scream guy
and
Skeet Ulrich.
Skeet, who was also in Scream. Yeah. That was a cameo as well.
Yeah, that's the only one I know.
Okay. I was just asking.
Yeah, it's like we mentioned before. It's all cameos and Easter eggs. But if you look at it what the movie actually is, it's.
Yeah, I was very bored. A lot of it was just terrible acting, a lot of terrible writing. But the things I did like was going back to the original place. I wanted them to do more stuff with that. I was very disappointed because what you see in the trailer for the ghost stuff, that's it.
That's
you were there for maybe 5 minutes and then we moved past that. I'm like, well, that sucks because I want the mystery and what's going on this aspect. The marionette was the best thing for me.
So that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
The effect of the marionette, and I don't know if I do know because I looked it up. Is this a character from the games? Yeah, no, yes. It is in the games, but not in this exact way. So they take the character and then they change it.
Yeah, I like that, and that was some cool stuff that they could have done with it. But other than the cool stuff that I liked was probably less than 10 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
Everything else, as soon as we
basically everything with the yellow eyes and the possession of the marionette was cool as fuck.
We get ghost Wi-Fi. I'm like, okay, this is fucking dumb.
Ghost Wi-Fi.
This is fucking dumb.
Ghost Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And
I'm not lying.
Guys, the ghost Wi-Fi can be turned off with a button from a computer. The supernatural ghost Wi-Fi can be turned off if you go to the computer navigation menu that says turn off ghost Wi-Fi.
But it only works for 30 seconds, Joe, because the ghost just turns it back on.
Signal rerouted.
Yeah.
It's set on the screen, Alex.
Ghost rerouting.
Rerouted, which means it needs the computer system in order to complete ghost Wi-Fi. When supernatural stuff is scarier when it's supernatural and it happens because of a trauma and that's here, but it's dumb and it's contained and it's fucking
a Windows PC working
restricted.
after like 7 years without updates is supernatural.
It
Joe.
is
Like, that
supernatural.
pretty-
This whole movie wouldn't work if people would just go into the location, tear the shit down. Who is supplying power? Why are there
Ghost
puppets and candies left all around here? This is really expensive technology and nobody decides to loot it. It's open to the public to
can't
just
think
go
about
in there. Homeless people would have ate the orange candy. Sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
I actually had a little bit of hope for this one because I thought what they were going to do, because I read that the writer from the first one, he's like, no, I want to do it my way. We're going to go back to the original location. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
We're going to do this thing where a bunch of Ghostbusters are going to go in there and they get torn to shreds, which sounds awesome to me. And we're going to have scary enough and jump scares in there. But like he said, that's like 5 minutes of this movie, and most of the time they're
And
walking
done in the
around,
dumbest way.
and it's done in the dumb. And there's like they present this situation. There's this little canal that in the restaurant, and it's like 2.5
like
feet
this.
deep, and twice someone falls in, and they act like
And no one exits.
and they just stay in the
They
water.
fall into the water.
And there's like all this opportunity, and it's not super deep, and they can just immediately just like crawl out.
I don't
Even
know if you fall into. I don't know about you. Do you fall in water that has been stale and
I'm
sitting
jumping
there for
right,
months?
I'm jumping out.
You're getting out immediately.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You don't just sit there.
A guy was in there for like
waiting
10
in the
minutes.
water.
Walking around.
And then
Yeah.
our main character, Mike, who falls in, they present the situation because something's coming for him in the water, and they're trying to present it as tension, but like it just looks so dumb
It does.
because he's in like thigh-high water. He can just
cannot be-
immediately crawl out.
This cannot be in the game. And these little piranha fucking marionettes. It's stupid, and I don't think it's in the game. But whatever, it was dumb. Yeah. And that's the kind of intelligence these characters in the story and the writing has to exhibit in order for any of this to work. You force these situations to inject something into the film. And the something that you're injecting is worse than the video games. It's less scary, and it's not even satisfying. The greatest time I had was the effect of the marionette, right? Possession. That was cool. I want a whole movie of that. But no, instead we don't get that. You know, I like anytime little kids are laughing, that shit is scary. Especially when it's echoing, it's scary. And then the other part of the film that I had fun with, so I'll give it two things, is fucking Newman. Fucking Newman. And of course they had to make him such a caricature of a fucking science teacher who's an asshole. In order to make this work, but you do want to see Newman get his comeuppings. And because this
But you
film
don't get to see.
is bloodless, and because this film is so tame,
There was a little bit of blood on his glasses afterwards. Someone's in the side.
Yeah.
someone took the water spray bottle.
They sprayed it.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Man.
Yeah.
You love this film. You're just saying that because you
Look.
were reminded of the characters from the first film.
And that's how
and you're reminded of the video games. But the thing is, the video games, I've actually looked up the video game lore. It is far more fascinating and complex and interesting and mysterious and supernatural than this is. All you had to fucking do, Scott, is do that. Do that shit. Or go super simplification. You remember the movies in the 80s and the 90s and the fucking slasher films are just, you get a hot chick and you get a dude and then you throw him into a cabin and then you just attack him. And shit is crazy. And that plot is so simple. Here, all you had to do was lock people into the Five Nights at Freddy's location, have a bunch of jump scares, and get bloody with it. Put a fucking party in there. 17 adults are having a party or whatever. And people are getting systematically butchered and killed while the story,
is controlling them.
marionette it would have been legendary. And you put some artistry, maybe
Nick Cage, and he's humping a pinball machine. It's like, oh, they already did that movie, and it was better than both of these.
Willy's Wonderland or something like that. It is still a far better Five Nights at Freddy's films than the actual Five Nights at Freddy's films now written by the creator. It doesn't make any sense, because at least there was some style there, and they went for a little bit of comedy. They went for a little bit of surrealness. If you injected some Evil Dead, some Sam Raimi into this shit, then you'd be talking, and you'd have some creativity and some interesting and some provocativeness. This is the most generic, by-the-numbers, Blumhouse conveyor belt sequel, because the first one automatically made money.
So it's only gonna make 125 million this time.
This makes the Mario Brothers movie look like a masterpiece to me.
Joe, that movie was already a masterpiece.
I was gonna say Super Mario the movie.
The original?
Bob Hoskins, yeah.
Still, makes that look like
it is possible that some people consider this a horror comedy, but no one in the movie theater laughed a single time. Even the people that were there to see this movie to have a good time
in costume,
no one was laughing. So maybe you just failed at making a comedy, and you also forgot the horror. But I don't know.
Awful. One of the worst video game adaptations I have seen. So if you just want pure visuals that the fucking Master Chief looks like Master Chief, then you would be bare minimum you're satisfied. You probably enjoyed the entire Halo Paramount season then as well. So let's go ahead and let's give it a final verdict.
I was very disappointed with this movie because with the trailer...
Keep in mind, Joe, before you give the rating, that the original rating that I'm sorry, I don't know your rating, but the rating that we gave the first was a 3 out of 10, and everybody got mad at us.
Yeah, I was very disappointed because the trailer made it seem like this was going to be a better movie, and what I wanted was like that ghost stuff, back to the original, back to the roots, see what's going on, the marionette kind of controlling everything. We would have gotten some cool scares or something, but as soon as we left that, it wasn't very scary. The dialogue between these characters are pretty dumb. A lot of it is like, I get that you have to do like horror, like why would you do that stuff, but they did that too much. Of like, this is stupid. Why are you doing this? Especially when you're putting your daughter, your
sister at risk. I keep thinking it's his daughter too, but the ages are all wrong. And I guess this actress has grown up too. Yeah. I just don't know what she's going for. If it's supposed to be that, she's a vulnerable child that I don't know, because she does the dumbest things and she gets tricked all the time. So I guess she's supposed to be on the spectrum, and it just sucks to see, they don't do anything with it. It makes the actress herself look like she's putting in a bad performance. But that's not just her. I mean, Pita from whatever the fucking Hunger Games or whatever he's from. Is he even in this? Like, does he even try? Is he
it's
getting
mainly
a paycheck?
about Vanessa, because this is Vanessa's dad. So, yeah, the whole flashbacks with Vanessa's dad weren't very scary. The best thing was Marinette. I wanted to see more of that, but like after this movie, I don't want to see the third one.
You're done.
Yeah. Again, I'm not a fan of Five Nights, so...
You weren't done after the first film. You were like, well, maybe they'll make it better.
Well, that's why I gave this one. It's like, okay, well, maybe they learned, because the trailer made it look good. But the best scenes in the trailer is like 5 minutes of the movie. I'm like, well, what do we do for the rest of the time? Nothing. Fucking nothing. So, again, I'm at a 3.
Yeah. You are even factoring in that ending, Joe, that it literally does not have an ending. It just says, see you next time. I think it doesn't say see you next time, but it might as well.
Yeah.
I think that this can't even. This is not an average horror movie. This is well below that. I mean, it's not a good story. It's not scary. I don't think it does justice to the games. And so it's like, where were they successful? They presented a couple cool situations where we go back to the original. In my opinion, they didn't do anything with it. They set up a situation where we have a new Freddy, kind of evil Freddy. Then he's at this big carnival type thing where all these fans. Nothing happens.
I forgot about that. That's
nothing
right.
happens.
They're there for
and
half a
I don't
second,
mean like
and
a little bit happens and I'm just saying nothing happens. He interacts with one person in a costume who's like, your costume looks fake, but you're cool.
You're going to win.
And then he's like, well, I'm going to go kill some adults. But you don't see anything. And so it's like they cut that entire portion of the movie out. They have this, there's the potential of maybe these guys are going to go somewhere and do something crazy outside and we're going to get this kind of fish out of water situation. None of it. Nothing happens.
No.
It's boring.
And so it's
cops are like, oh my God, look at the animatronic.
No, nothing. No one notices them at all other than 4 adults and a guy who's like, looks like you need a lawyer. And I'm supposed to clap because I recognize him from YouTube.
Is that a person from YouTube?
I don't fucking know. But like, is that what I'm supposed to do? If I played every, I was supposed to go like, love that guy. Yeah. I'm so glad that guy's here.
We found a real one. Is that from the games?
Yeah, I don't know. I know this is supposed to be for the fans, and I know the fans are mad at us, and they're typing now, and it's just like, look, you'll love anything because it's...
I think the fans agree with us this time, and they're starting to realize, you know what?
It
Alex is
better.
rough on things, but it's because, you know, he could recognize these things.
I love...
And eventually, I've come around, and I realized, yeah, you know, it was not that good.
Yeah, I hope so.
I was young and dumb.
And look, I just can, as an unk and an old fucker that's been playing video games probably longer than you've been alive, dude, I love video games more than you. I love books. I love all this nerd shit. It is my life, and I hate when people take the things that I love and they do a terrible fucking job. And look, it's just this guy's game. He can shit on it if he wants, but I'm still going to look at it and go, hey, man, you're not doing a very good job with this one.
You made this one worse.
You made it worse than the base game. It's worse somehow than the first movie, and so I don't think it's too, like, it's like, yes, it is. Maybe I just don't care enough because my expectations
I know you don't
were
care enough.
And so I think it's like my gut feeling was a 3.
Okay.
So like Joe, I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay. It's just a shame that Alex has to care to get to the 2 territory. I don't have to care to get to the 2 territory. I can recognize a 2 without getting mad at it because, like Alex, I don't give a fuck. But I did not like this film as much as the first one, and the first one was already failing. And yeah, it might get a few things better, like the marionette part is creepier to look at and hear than anything in the first film. But when you do something like that that's good, and then you absolutely do nothing with it and drop it,
Ghost Wi-Fi.
It makes me more. It makes me more upset. Like why it feels worse, honestly.
Why does Ghost Wi-Fi
and we have, you know, I mean, the best thing you can look forward to. I guess I don't want to do any spoilers, but no, I'll just leave. Just you don't. It's just forget it. It's a 2. It's a 2 out of 10. Okay, I'll tell you what I was going to talk about in the spoilers, the thing you can look forward to. But let me say right now that the thing you can look forward to is disappointing. On screen, when you think about it, wow, that would be a cool scenario. What if this and then that? And then when you see it on screen, you're like, that's it? Oh. Well, what's next? I don't give a shit what's next. I don't care. You know, they make a tease at the end of this film that I don't want to spoil. All right. They literally say what's going to happen in the third film is this, and you better be ready.
I'm
Are
not
you
ready.
serious?
There's
I'm not
two
ready.
major teases at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get to those in the spoiler section, but it's awful, and it's not a good film. It's not a good video game. When I go into these, I'm like, okay, where's this gonna rank? You know, it's like Sonic, it's like Halo, is it?
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
And if you're gonna stink it up, then at least do it like a Street Fighter, where it's like it's good bad.
At least Raul Julia tried.
Yeah,
right?
Raul Julia.
He carries that whole movie.
For you, it was for me. It was a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
You know, that's fun. This is neither fun nor scary nor horror, nor it is just slop. We know that by default this will make $100 million on name alone. So your budget is now 40 instead of 20, and I just hope this doesn't make money.
It will.
I hope that word is spread amongst the Five Nights at Freddy's community that said, this is not very good and it's worse than the first film. I don't care. I'm not going to support it. Because if this makes more money, than the first film,
I don't think it's gonna make more.
No,
than the first.
No, I don't think it's gonna make a fuckload of money.
Probably, as you think the 300 million that the first one
I'm thinking
made?
125, 150, which
Okay.
is a huge drop off from the first.
Which is a huge drop.
But that's still a ton
that's
of
still
money.
enough to make the third,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you they're making the third. It wouldn't
Yes.
have mattered if this film came out and barely played and functioned. They were going to make the third film no matter what. It feels like. Well, we shall see if that happens, and if it does, we'll be here
Sad.
with a fucking hammer and ready to by then you will have completed your arc and you will be with us sitting in the theater by that third film.
It's not very
we will have
good.
converted you.
It's not very good.
So that's it for the review. Come join us in the spoiler section so you can see exactly why this one sucks and the unfulfilled potential of the marionette and the puppeteer or whatever they call it. Okay, see you there. Hey guys, welcome to the spoiler section. We get right to the end, what I was talking about, where they fucking tease. So the whole film, in the first part of the film, is dealing with the trauma of the first film. You have the brother and the sister living together, and then the brother is dating Vanessa now because they went through this big ordeal.
Are they?
Ugh, this lasts for 40 fucking minutes. Will they, won't they? Do I trust her? I don't trust her. It's so stupid. And then in the climax of the film, they dare to, after all of she's done, he's like, I don't trust you. Stay away from me. And then the film ends. And it's like, oh my, but she actually probably deserves it because when his sister was in danger, she's like, I'm leaving. She does say something like, the only thing you should worry about is taking care of your sister. And then she leaves.
And she didn't tell Mike about her brother Michael.
There's a secret brother.
She did legitimately not tell him. So he has a reason not to trust her, but it is the dumbest fucking shit ever. This film has the first location wasn't the real location. This was the real location the whole time. Oh, you thought that the family was just the crazy Matthew Lillard and his crazy daughter who is now a cop and has to fight him? No, there was a long-lost son character somewhere, and he just shows up in the beginning of the film as a security guard to kill the kids that walk in, the ghost hunters that get killed in the trailer. And then at the end of the film, he shows up and he goes, ha-ha! I am your long-lost brother. I'm like, are we really doing this?
It's like a soap opera.
Were we really?
What? I thought you were 10.
long-lost brother. Maria, ¿por qué? It's like, God damn it. I'd rather watch the Maria, ¿por qué? And so he comes in there, And it turns out this time the robots are not possessed by Matthew Lillard, and they're not possessed by ghost children. This time they're possessed by a ghost girl.
Wi-Fi.
It's a little girl.
The first victim.
The first victim
Charlotte.
of Matthew Lillard's character. That this little girl noticed that this kid is being taken into the back. So she tries to go to all the adults. The old adults, adults are talking here. Not now. Not now. She's like, a kid is literally being...
That's the 80s, man.
I hated it. And so she ran it. So I thought it would have led to something more interesting, like a Freddy Krueger situation where it's like all the parents in this town were fucking assholes and they were purposefully killing kids in a fucking demon cult, whatever you need to do to make them culpable or something.
I thought it was going to be something fucking
interesting.
sweet.
But no, they're just... literal
parents.
asshole, ignorant, over-the-top caricatures saying, get out of my face. So she goes there, rescues the kid, and as she exits, Matthew Lillard stabs her 3 times, but she exits the curtain, and all the kids and the parents are looking at her like, what are you doing on the stage? And then she falls, and there's knives.
Yelling.
And then the marionette, because we've never seen the marionette character in the game. I think it is actually in the lore later on. And it's essential in there, but it shows up in this film, and it brings her up, and it's a scary image.
She dies in its arms, and it's ruled an accident because what happened is she went into a
paper
restricted
clipping.
area,
Oh my God.
and she fell on a kitchen knife 6
Three-
times.
She fell backwards onto a knife. Then she got up and went, ow! Oh, God, that hurt.
Because like 4 stab wounds. It's a lot of stab wounds.
I'm like, I hate you, Scott. You don't know what is this? It makes me so angry. So then so it was ruled an accident, but simultaneously the location is shut down anyway because these locations have to be shut down because they can't have kids in them and pizza in them. The chaos can't unfold why? That would be more interesting. But okay, fine. It's an abandoned location now. And instead, she goes, ah! She screams at all the parents. And she blames the parents instead of the Matthew Lillard character who stabbed her.
And we find out there that her friend was Vanessa.
Vanessa was her friend, and Vanessa actually trapped her because she had a music box that puts her to sleep forever. And this is super important for 30 seconds of this movie. It's like super important.
Yeah.
And so that's
Out of nowhere.
it's
Out of nowhere, they go to a
Skeet
father's
Ulrich.
house, and he tells the story of why they shouldn't have a festival dedicated to Five Nights at Freddy's because it killed his son, or it killed
the daughter.
my daughter. And then he's like, yeah, you're right. And then as he's leaving, he's like, I'm gonna go figure things out. And as he's leaving,
Before you
go, will you take this music box? And
It puts her to sleep.
it's literally giving the character a Deus Ex Machina, giving them a MacGuffin, essentially. And he takes the MacGuffin, he says, okay. And then you're wondering, well, why didn't you take the MacGuffin to the location yourself?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
There's no reason
But the
for it.
original music box got broken by the Ghost Hunter people, and so now, or no, actually, this Michael, the evil brother, let her out with that. And so there's one scene in the movie where out of nowhere there's a new possession with the marionette is now in the what's her name, Mike's little sister, and he opens the music box for like 1 second and
and puts her to sleep.
and makes her go to sleep, but then he closes it, leaving the evil spirit poltergeist free to roam everywhere, which comes important in...
Oh, you're supposed to keep it going the whole time?
Yeah.
I thought you just do it once. And
No, you have to be playing at all times
That's why
to keep
whenever
her
she
asleep.
walked in, she's like, you guys hear that music? Because it was playing nonstop.
Yeah, and if you... Because the second he closes the box,
She wakes up.
she wakes back up and takes control over Vanessa, teasing the third movie.
But that was the coolest part is this puppet that possesses. When it possesses a person, they go wide eyes, they give it clown
creepy.
makeup,
I
and they
like
go
Yeah.
and that is creepy.
Yep.
And it got super creepy when it turned into his little sister, because that little sister, her performance is really good, which then has me believing she was directed to act that way.
Yeah.
Because when she acts like this monster, it's cool and it's scary.
Now, the end of this movie, there's actually some cool things that they present that they don't do anything with that maybe they'll do in the third.
Like
but,
what?
So At one point, Mike realizes that he's outgunned. There's all of these evil animatronics controlled by the marionette himself. And so he goes to the franchise location, and he's like, look, we haven't seen you ghost kids in a long time, but like,
we need you in the movie
my
now.
sister's going to die. I need your help. But he hears nothing, so he leaves. But then they show up and they save the day. But then one of the little ghost kids are like, hey, we've been holding him back. But now that we're going to heaven and we're going to be gone, he's coming. Be ready. So it's like,
wait, why didn't you go to heaven the first time you got killed?
Because they were stuck in the place.
Oh, they were just sitting there and they
just
were like,
there.
Yeah, right, because we do see the animatronics sitting in a corner at the he captured the original animatronic. They're now called prototypes for some reason, even though if it's the original location, wouldn't the
so there's 3 sets of animatronics in this. So the ones we saw at the very end, we had never seen in the movie before. Yeah, and so they just so it's like Matthew Lillard's coming back as a poltergeist. It's like I do want to see Matthew Lillard come back as a poltergeist and tear kids in half. Except for these are rated PG, and it's not going to happen.
He's the yellow bunny or whatever. And at the end, that's the scene at the credits where they're like, "Oh, we found a real one," and they cover it up with a tarp, and they're going to take it to a Halloween party. But as they leave the room, because the kid gets creeped out, the eyeball starts to glow, and it's Matthew Lillard's original character.
Yeah, so his spirit is going to go on a killing spree. In the next one, Vanessa is now possessed by, what's her friend's name? The little girl that died. The evil little girl marionette is now possessed.
Charlotte.
And her mystery secret brother, who's been evil the whole time,
took off.
Is now continuing to be evil. And he wants to take up the... So it's like now...
He didn't take off. He took off, but then he got clotheslined.
Yeah,
but then his body disappeared.
Yeah,
so he took off.
His badge is on the floor, Joe, so he's gone.
Oh, my God.
So now we have 3 evil family
going
members.
anywhere.
This big man
he said, you're not going anywhere.
Clotheslines him, and he goes... Where do you think you're going? Even though he has no knowledge of what's happening in the house.
He's also dressed as a cop.
Yes.
And he's dressed as a cop. You just assault him. It's just written there because it has to be that way, and you have to give the best friend. Shut the fuck up. And so you're telling me this big man is like, where the fuck are you going?
And takes
and
off.
then okay, just look at me.
Oh, that guy rose fast.
Wait. You ready? What? Why are you putting? You're just gonna leave that behind?
Yep.
For somebody to find. So he literally watches one of the villains get up and take his badge off and put it on the ground to do a spooky.
But he doesn't
reveal.
know he's a villain, Joe. But I don't know why he clotheslined him in the first place. It happens because the guy was like in a crayon, like.
A lot of
is
things
what
just
happens.
happens just to.
Yeah.
And then and this is all the funny jokes when the crazy he thinks his best friend is involved with some crazy chick. He goes, Vanessa has crazy eyes, man. And then the audience is supposed to laugh. And
no, he's supposed to be like, PETA, you will never do better than her ever. Do not fuck this up.
She really doesn't have crazy eyes, so it's not even a funny joke. And then she's running in she runs out of gas, so she can't help
Or yeah.
the little sister character, and it just so happens
Yes.
that he drives by.
Why?
And he goes,
What
you
was
need
he
a
doing?
ride? Again, bad riding
What
and
was he
stupid
even doing
convenience.
at that time?
He's cruising.
He's like, get in the car. And then so he gets in the car, and then she's like, take me to Mike's house.
No.
He's like, okay. So he takes her to Mike's house, and then she runs out. Crazy eyes. What? But and the audience is supposed to laugh, and nobody did. Because it's not funny, it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't ask any questions.
This is what we'd be telling you about our favorite scary parts of the movie, or because it's a horror movie. And,
but there are none.
There are none. There are no.
So eventually, after all this, will they? Won't they? Dinner time, date time. They're like, oh yeah, we have to do something with scares. So they get on the random TV was playing some ghost show, and her brother goes, don't watch that, it'll give you nightmares. I'm like, no it doesn't, the show looks fucking stupid. So then it turns out these
Ghost Adventures are amazing.
These Ghost Adventures people come out and they go, oh well, we have a security guard who let us into the original location. And so they go into the original location, but it's weird. Are they just like scoping it out first, or are they doing the episode?
They're doing the episode.
The guy is in their camera, but she's not doing her bit. You would think that she would do her bit. Look at this, and you got this. But no, she goes, at one point, she's just like, I hear something. And do y'all hear that? And they go, no. And then she goes, okay, well, I'm going to go over here alone. You guys do whatever. And I'm going to go over here. And it's like, but that's just horror trope shit. You are the host of the show. The show is happening, and you're saying going over here. And then the security guard's like, well, why is she going? And then the tape guy's like, hurry up! I'm burning tape. It's like, so you just want B-roll?
Michael was gonna say, "Oh, this is."
Oh, he's the tour guide. He's gonna take over the whole fucking show.
Yes.
Okay, fine. See the writing? It's like nobody puts any thought into this shit. They just needed them in different locations so you can have the scary reveals, so you can have the music box, and then the possession.
That's what they should have spent more time in that area with them.
That would have been awesome.
Everybody
way
separates. If that was the whole film, that would be awesome. And then another group comes, and then they get
It's like, all right, we'll stop
possessed.
filming. Let's take a little break, and then they're just chilling. It's like, oh, what's that
There
noise?
was a better film here,
Yes,
and
it could have been.
it's so far. It's like it's fucking a flight to Australia from here. You know, you could see it maybe on TV or bits of it.
He's just getting yanked. But I want.
But
that.
I
No,
wanna
I
go
want this
there.
one. Yeah, I want to go see
And
that.
instead, we get this dumbest shit. Okay, so this lasts for 5 seconds, and mercifully so, because one of the guys who just randomly goes off, and I guess the sound guy goes, whoa, there's a river ride here? And I said that too, because it's like, wait, so it's a pizza palace, but with a river ride? Damn, the logistics of this is crazy. But there's a river ride, and he slips and falls in, and he doesn't. And he could just lift himself out easily.
Some people can
with
in the pool,
one.
like,
no,
It's not deep like a pool.
It's literally up to his waist, and he just stays in there going, "Oh, I'm gonna wait around for the next five minutes."
He has all sorts of like mosquito larvae and little wormy things crawling in his booty hole and stuff because
Yeah,
that water's
and he's
filthy.
like- it
and he's like,
was-
I'm gonna sit in here for 10 minutes.
And he's got it all over his face, and he doesn't exit. And so he just walks around in the water, and then he hears he hears things jumping into the water. And it turns out it was all the little marionettes. These little marionette piranha turn into piranhas and move towards him. And then that's probably the most blood we see in the whole film,
get red water.
because it's blood underwater. And the SRB is, oh no, that was rust. You can make it up, because there's the most blood there's been. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do something interesting because like none of the little marionettes are animatronic. They're like little stuffed plastic dolls.
Yeah.
And so it's like, holy shit, the marionette is really powerful. Cool. Did nothing with it.
No.
The entire fucking movie.
Right. And
She's
going
so
back to those
powerful.
little marionettes, they could do something creative with their mouths open and they're like little sharp teeth. But it doesn't do that. You just look at them in the water, and then they start moving, and then the water, and nothing. You don't know what happens. There's no connection.
Yeah.
You have to fill in the gap yourself.
Fill in the gap.
Yeah.
You make your own movie.
All right, how'd the camera guy die?
The camera guy, it's Michael, the security guard, like turns around, and you see up top.
You can see his
hands.
a separate hand gets dropped and a foot. But there's no blood. It's like
He gets pulled up.
He gets pulled up and killed off screen. And then we get these animatronics later on. The fox runs light speed, and he catches up to Vanessa, who left in her car.
A car.
And then so he's on top of the car, and there's like he does the
Loud
on top of car
noises.
thing.
Slams in the window. It's a nuclear blast in the theater.
Freddy goes to this big carnival with all of these people, and not a single person dies or is afraid of him. And it's just absolutely wasted screen time.
Chica or something goes to the fair.
Chica goes to the science fair and kill.
The mean old teacher who keeps shitting on the robotics that the daughter character makes for no reason.
Yeah, and so she squeezes his head, but again, off camera because you're not allowed to see blood. And I
think that's it.
Well, the bunny shows up somewhere and then gets hit by a car, and then that's
bunny?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so then but the whole purpose was to bring the daughter character to the original location so she can enter at the same time capture Vanessa. So the marionette captures Vanessa and is choking Vanessa out in a corner, and she says, "Give the daughter character the code."
Because
to
they
release
couldn't
us.
walk out.
There is
'Cause
a
her
literal code.
Her ghost Wi-Fi is limited by the code.
Why? Who developed this program that limits the ghost Wi-Fi?
How do you even
to
tap into
within a
ghost Wi-Fi?
location? I don't know, but somebody did it and they made it into a computer program.
So it is incredibly stupid, but I would kind of allow it. I wouldn't hate it as much as it did if they set it up as this big thing and she immediately reroutes the ghost Wi-Fi within 30 seconds. So he's successful. He's getting rushed down by all of these evil animatronics. He's clicking through menus, and with the last thing, he ends the Wi-Fi and he's like, "We did it, Vanessa! I saved the day!"
Just as the monsters are about to kill innocent people, the asshole adults in their houses.
But then Chica, who is actually the real marionette now, goes no, and then reroutes the ghost Wi-Fi.
Herself.
And so the last 20 minutes of the movie meant nothing because it didn't matter in the first
And there's no
place.
explanation, and it's just we're moving on, and you don't get to do that. You just don't. When you do that, it breaks immersion. It's lazy. It's stupid.
You guys were immersed?
No, I was not immersed, but it breaks. When you're already not immersed, and there's an immersion-breaking moment, it turns into eye rolling. It turns into
then it's,
contempt. It
it's
turns
stupid
into
because I just start thinking about
laziness.
random shit. Because like again, the original ones can't leave, but then they leave, but then they die. But how long? What's the time? Do you get like 5 minutes? You get like 30 minutes? Just enough to kill?
We don't we don't know.
Yeah, because
And
they live pretty fucking not too far. Because she rode her bike, but then after
you're talking about the original Ghost Kids.
The original
so
Ghost
the
Kids
Ghost Kids
who
are using
walk-
their own Ghost Wi-Fi.
Yes.
They walk and they walk so fucking slow. It would have taken them 2 weeks.
and then they fight, they get the job done. It's like, oh, now we're dead. Blah.
The second
what?
they
Now
kill
you
the
dead?
other animatronic, this is what I was trying to hide, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to say, is that it turns out the Five Nights at Freddy's characters fight the Five Nights at Freddy's characters, and so we have animatronic on animatronic action, and it's not as cool as you thought.
Yeah, because it's not.
Well, one guy like rips the head
They
off.
just all just
They
pop.
pretty much they all just grab the head of the other one and pull it off. I wish it was a fight. That would have been awesome, but
Can't
it
move
wasn't
very
a fight. It
fast.
was more like I just take your head off.
So
and I
not,
take
so your
head off.
disappointment is immeasurable, and then at the end the kids just randomly go oh, and their eyes start, and it's like what's happening to them, and then the daughter character starts crying.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
dying.
it's so-
Are they dying?
You laughed.
They-
You
I
laughed.
laughed. I'm like they're already dead.
It's like, shh, it's a sad scene.
This is a serious moment. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And they're dying, and then
But before they die, they have to give the big reveal.
so they give a speech. The golden hair boy comes out and he
That was
says,
a brother, right? Or no?
"No, this
No?
is the random kid
Okay.
that was in the leading Freddy or something. He was
Yeah.
Golden Freddy or something." And then he says, "We can't hold him back anymore. When we go to heaven, we'll hope to see you there."
So they had a child ghost prison that these kids were running, and they had like the dad in there. It's like I want to see that movie.
Yeah. What were they doing while they were? It's all na 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 in their heads. They're holding back, and then so I guess Matthew Lillard's character wakes up and he's back from the hell.
And then Skeet and Michael or Mike and Skeet will battle Michael, Vanessa, and Lillard.
Because
I forgot at the very end, Vanessa is possessed because the marionette was not dead. She
If
just
only-
powers up.
yeah,
He
if only-
closes the music box, which
yeah.
kills her. And all he did was leave it open, and then they win forever. Instead, at the second that she disappears, he closes it, and then the ghost comes back
The
up.
Mike character?
Yeah,
Why did he close it?
because he's an idiot. And this
Because-
movie had to end.
Because it was done unpossessing Abby. It's like, okay, we're done. Put that down. It's like, just leave it open, man. Leave it open.
So then I guess
It-
the
it
marionette
runs
comes out of
It comes. You
one
can
of
see it in the mirror, the reflection. It comes out of Abby, and then I think it goes in the back room.
It hides
goes
behind
in
the
the
door.
goes in the back room.
It hides
Right.
behind the door.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, go
and he's
ahead.
like, "Oh, everything's fine. Okay, let's
yeah,
go."
yeah.
And then Vanessa
Are
gets
you
possessed.
stupid?
Exactly. Like, what the fuck? It's like, obviously, it's not dead.
You go after it with the music box or with Ghostbusters. I don't care at this point. But they all forget about it.
Yeah. I didn't.
And somehow
I
Danny
didn't. I'm
forgot
like,
about the Iron
oh,
Fleet.
I was like, excuse me, are we
So
just going to not turn?
in Mike's defense, because I know people are typing right now, Mike doesn't know about any of this stuff. But who does know intimately is Vanessa, and Vanessa is in the room the entire time and can just immediately go, no, we keep the box open because I'm the one who trapped this little girl for the last 30 years,
Right.
so she knows all
So
these
then
things.
as she's walking to the front door, we see the marionette behind her going into her, and then it goes into her, and then her eyes turn yellow. She does the stupid, creepy smile, and we end it right there, and it's implied that we're going to fight.
But there's a end credit where Skeet calls Mike, and Skeet says, "Hey, I wasn't just the father of this person. I was his secret partner, and I have
Who would
detected."
have seen that coming?
So that ties into the actual lore because there's a guy named Henry, and Henry is going to be vital into capturing all the animatronics and burning them and having a happy ever after.
And so he's like, "Hey, I know how to track the existing things, and I'll tell you all about it." But just as he's finishing the recording, something happens, and so he doesn't know. We don't know who came after him.
It's Vanessa.
Oh,
yeah, Vanessa. All right, that's it,
be
guys.
anybody.
No, it's Vanessa.
So
Michael.
making predictions for the third film.
I won't like it. My
I
prediction.
wasn't gonna say that. Disappointing.
All right, we were at a 3. I went to a 2. Is the third film going to be a 1?
Nah, it
or
can't
does
be.
he actually do something interesting?
I think it's
they
just gonna
open up
be-
another location. It just like the games and the video games, it gets taken over. It's a new corporation. It's called a completely different pizza place, Joe. It just has to do with animatronics, and that brings all the other animatronics back to one location where it can be set on fire.
Oh.
That's the lore.
They're going to a haunted house. I'm excited they're going to a haunted house because haunted houses can
That's
be
just
cool.
for Halloween.
So if they take because they're taking the bunny, which is the dead father, and he's the most brutal, savage, crazy person. If that poltergeist is in a haunted house, we could, in theory, have cool situations.
That's what I was
The problem is this dude will be the one writing it, so all of that cool stuff that could happen won't happen, and it'll just be 2 hours of fucking boring.
Okay. Do we get the Purple Man? Was Matthew Lillard technically the Purple Man? There's a purple character that we've not seen that's like a big part of the original.
Well, I did the
He's a
Five
crazy-
Nights at Freddy's haunted house at Universal. It was not very scary.
Did the animatronics pop out at you?
It did. That's not very scary.
Did it scare you?
No, they had a Fallout one.
Were
That
they
one-
cool?
It
looked
kind
good.
of. Yeah, it was fine. But
Did it look like the movie quality animatronics
as
popping out?
best as they could, but it kept breaking down.
All right. Well, maybe that's scarier when you actually, you're on a thing and it goes.
Broken down animatronics are
That's
terrifying.
actually scary. All right, well, that's it. We went an hour for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Didn't deserve it.
Shit, too. It's shit, and
Disappointed.
now I think at this point you probably agree with us.
They
If
won't.
you're still on board with this, there is no hope for you. And okay, then we need to
You like what you
introduce
like.
you to
You're
a lot
wrong.
of other horror films that will open a whole new world of cinematic masterpieces to you. We'll see you for Five Nights at Freddy's 3 because I guarantee you there will be one. No matter what.
Let's make
and
100
hopefully they'll wrap it up
100-ish.
at that point. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.